Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's edition of Dion's Daily Dose. I'm Dion. I'm here today with Triple D Presents Face to Face, Dion and Shawn. And without further ado, welcome, Shawn.
Thanks for having me.
As always. So our topic today that we're going to cover is Neuralink. And apparently Elon Musk was not the creator, at least by himself, of Neuralink, right?
Right.
There's somebody else involved, which seems to be actually kind of par for the course for Elon Musk's big ventures. Him and usually 1, 2, 3 other people like Tesla get in, start something, and Elon comes in sometimes at the beginning, sometimes a couple of steps in, but turns it into something else. In the case of Tesla, something extremely profitable.
Yep.
So this guy, Benjamin Rapoport, I think his name is Rapoport. He was a co-founder of Neuralink. All right, get this on screen here, and we will show you what we're talking about. All right, so a Neuralink co-founder on why he left Elon Musk's brain chip startup. Dr. Benjamin Rapoport seemed to suggest in a recent interview that he left Neuralink over safety concerns. Well, what kind of safety concerns? Let's find out. Would you let Elon Musk tinker with your brain?
No.
That's a question we all might be facing in the future if his brain-computer interface company Neuralink succeeds. But anyone who's ready to raise their hands for brain surgery might want to hear what one of the Neuralink co-founders recently said during an interview with the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal podcast, The Future of Everything, recently sat down with Dr. Benjamin Rapoport. I think that's how you say it. A neurosurgeon who co-founded Neuralink with Musk and a team of scientists back in 2016. Rapoport left Neuralink to start his own company called Precision Neuroscience. And one specific part of the interview really stood out to us. Specifically, the part where Rapoport seems to suggest he left over safety concerns. I'm going to stop just for a moment here and say, I would say anytime you're going to stick chips in people's brains, I would think safety should be right at the top of the list as far as big concerns.
And didn't they try this on monkeys and every single monkey died?
That is what I was able to glean. I mean, all the reports say that every single one of the primates that they were testing in this on perished.
And that's kind of worrisome.
That's very worrisome. Very worrisome. Quote, you co-founded Neuralink alongside Elon Musk, and you ended up leaving to start Precision. Why did you decide to leave and start a new company? The Wall Street Journal's Danny Lewis asked in the May 3rd episode. Quote, I've pretty much devoted my entire professional life to bringing neural interfaces from the world of science to the world of medicine. But I felt that in order to move to the world of medicine and technology, safety is paramount, Dr. Rapoport said. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. For a medical device, safety often implies minimal invasiveness, Rapoport continued. And in the early days of brain-computer interfaces, there was this notion that in order to extract information-rich data from the brain, one needed to penetrate the brain with tiny little needle-like electrodes. Dr. Rapoport continued to explain on the podcast that this method has one big drawback. It causes, quote, some amount of brain damage when they're inserted to the brain. Wow. That is, of course, less than ideal. And Rapoport says he believed it was possible, quote, to extract information-rich data from the brain without damaging the brain. Dr. Rapoport goes on to say he formed precision neuroscience with that philosophy in mind. It was crucial to focus on, quote, minimal invasiveness, scalability, and safety when producing neural interfaces. And he believes that's what sets his company apart from Neuralink. Okay, I'm going to just... So basically, this guy didn't... Just kind of devil's advocate for a minute. This guy didn't like the direction that Neuralink was taking or had some safety concerns. We haven't got to actually that yet. But the point, this is a direct competitor to Neuralink. So we got to look at it through the rose-colored glasses or the salt of disbelief. What's it called? There's a term for it, but basically take it with a grain of salt. Okay. But there's looking at it a certain way. I don't remember the goofy term that I heard like twice in my whole life that just I feel the need to say, but yeah. They are direct competitors, so I think it's important to keep that in mind. However, quote, the Neuralink system is based on penetrating microelectrodes. The precision system is based on surface microelectrodes, which are tiny little electrodes that coat the surface of the brain without penetrating it, Rapoport explained. Sounds like just the tip. That's what it sounds like to me. Someone's making an interesting claim. Brain-computer interfaces have made tremendous strides in the past decade, allowing people to literally control machines with their thoughts.
Which we did an episode
of, yeah. We saw the first human to receive the Neuralink implant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was able to do all kinds of stuff. Now, in his case, he's paraplegic, quadriplegic.
I think it was quad.
I think so. So, I mean, I would probably say, yeah, you know what? Worth a shot. But companies like Musk's Neuralink tend to get all the headlines, but there are a number of firms, including Synchron, Paradromics, and Precision Neuroscience, and they all have their own philosophies on what level of invasiveness is permissible. Neuralink has received plenty of criticism over the years, with MIT Technology Review calling it, quote, neuroscience theater back in 2020. And here it is, horrifying allegations of monkey torture were revealed in 2022. Yep. 15, I didn't realize it was that high. 15 monkeys were reported to have died at a Neuralink facility between 2017 and 2020, according to a complaint filed with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. But Musk rejected the idea that monkeys in Neuralink labs died gruesome deaths, claiming instead that they lived in, quote, monkey paradise. Monkey paradise.
Monkey paradise.
Monkey paradise. That sounds like the place to be, man. Monkey paradise. Yeah. Bananas and pina coladas for days. None of that criticism has stopped people from getting excited about the possibilities in brain-computer interfaces, even if it's work tied to Neuralink. The company recently released a video of a Neuralink patient playing video games with his mind. We saw that. We covered it on the show. And there are more than a few people on social media who are ready to have Musk outfit them with experimental brain-computer interface tech. Yeah, the sheer volume of people that are like, I'd like to be next, by all means, stick a chip in me. Same. I'll say this. When I was, I talked about this before, when I was a teen, especially an early teen, the Terminator 2, these were things that were hugely popular at the time. And I wanted to be the T-800 so bad. I mean, wire me up, rip out the emotions, make me a cybernetic killing machine. Heck yeah. But you grow up, and you grow up and you go, yeah, maybe not, I don't think that's probably the best.
Good.
Yeah. I'm fairly happy with where I've come to rest in my life as far as my happiness with myself. I think I'm good. I don't think I need a computer plugged in here to
no.
But I mean, there are definite upsides to it. I mean, you plug in, I guess the eventual goal is so that you can communicate with electronic devices as fast as you can think. And ultimately speed up your thinking, because that's kind of the plan. That's his great plan for bridging the gap between AI and humans is, yeah, we'll just plug them up together because, synchronicity is a good thing. Yeah, it's a bad thing. It's a very, very bad thing, at least in my opinion. But Gizmodo tried to reach Dr. Rapoport through Precision Neuroscience's website on Sunday, but did not hear back. We'll update this post if we receive a reply. Neuralink also didn't respond to an email on Monday. So that's it for that story. But again, I don't know that I'd be trusting any of these people to fiddle around with my brain, stick a chip in there, especially like in the guy's case who was the trial that we had on the show. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Quadriplegic, paraplegic, you've tried other things, nothing else is working. Why not, right? But I guess, quote, normal, a healthy, functioning human to willingly subject themselves to, I don't know, an on-off switch for the robot overlords is not a good idea, in my opinion. Like,
No.
We're already seeing AI that is just mind-blowing how good it's getting. Like, really, we've covered that too.
Yes, we have.
It's wild how quickly it's advancing and how very soon we're not going to be able to distinguish between what AI generates and what we as humans generate.
And it's already starting kind of with that, with some videos.
Yeah,
sometimes
absolutely.
there's some videos out there that aren't real, but they look so real.
Yeah,
there's deep fakes.
Yep, deep fakes. Between deep fakes and then you have, there are countless YouTubers that use AI voices. And it used to be extremely easy to tell that's an AI generated voice. It's getting more difficult to tell. As a matter of fact, there's one in particular that's becoming quite popular. He's got a deep baritone type voice, and you'll see him on a lot of the Temu or Wish style ads, right? Where it'll go through and it's this guy talking, and it's very, cultured, and it's a good voice, right? But there's still those AI mispronunciations of stuff and incorrect use of tenses. You can still tell, but it's getting more and more difficult.
Soon you won't be able to.
Soon you will not be able to tell. They just had, as a matter of fact, a guy, I think it was a principal or high school assistant principal accused of going on a racist rant. And it turns out it was an AI generated deepfake.
Wow.
Did you hear about that?
I have not.
Yeah. We'll cover it sometime. Apparently it was done by a janitor or someone who worked at the school. They did a rant with the guy's voice with dropping all kinds of racist terms. And luckily they were able to show this is a deepfake. This is AI generated. Because the guy was on the verge of like losing his job, losing, everything. Because, of course, like if it's legitimately happened, then yeah. But yeah, it's getting really close. It will not be long. And I'm going to say this. So we know there's crazy stuff going on in Hollywood and other places. We've talked about it before on the show. We see it on the news. You got these famous Hollywood stars accused of really heinous things, right? At least look at the P. Diddy lawsuit and where that's leading, right? I'm suspecting that in many cases, that's going to be the defense. Oh, that's AI generated.
It probably will be.
At least to throw enough doubt in there, which all you need is a reasonable doubt. If you're able to generate that, I mean, put it this way, that's the defense attorney's job to make the jury, have that reasonable doubt. But we're getting to the point to where you can just claim anything's a deep fake, and it gives just enough doubt because they are getting that good. It used to be you could look at it and be like, oh, it's close, but that's definitely fake. Every day it's getting harder to distinguish. So what do you think? Do you think that Neuralink is as dangerous as like the monkey story tells us? Do you think that there's more to that story that we're not being told?
Yeah.
I
think so too.
believe
I think
that.
it's dangerous.
You think
Because
it's dangerous?
because you're messing with an organ that we still don't really understand completely.
Right. Well, the first mechanical hearts had issues until they learned how the system works. The initial ones during the testing phases had some failures, had some issues. I expect the same thing with Neuralink, but instead of dealing with the heart,
You're doing the brain.
you're dealing with the brain, which scientists really admit is beyond our comprehension. We just don't understand everything about the brain and how it works and how it generates this, that, and the other. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. Again, this is a direct competitor to Neuralink.
So you gotta
Take
it as a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. But as a co-founder, it's not just a guy who worked in the lab. It's not just a guy who, found some documents that may or may not be manufactured. We're just talking about deep fakes, This is a guy who was involved in the creation of this thing. And he's like, yeah, sticking electrodes in the brain may not be the best way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was what I thought about actually when Neuralink was first kind of announced and really started gaining traction, at least in the media. They had those even back like in the 90s. They had those little like helmet strap things that they put on you, and it could detect brainwaves, right? So it's possible to do it non-contact without drilling into your freaking brain, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I was like, that I might go for, put the cap on, be able to like control your phone or your TV or your PC with the power of thought. Dun, dun, dun. But sticking something inside my brain, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for that. See you again very soon. God bless you. God bless Indiana, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.